The wedding cake, it is often the centerpiece of the wedding reception. But nowadays, over-the-top cakes, they aren't just limited to brides and grooms. You see those cakes just about at any party. And you know it takes major skills to get it done. And all of those skills will be showcased at the Take the Cake competition coming up next month in Scottsdale. And joining me now to tell us the secrets behind these amazing cakes is Four Seasons Executive Pastry Chef Lance Whipple. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. I know you're going to be one of the judges at this big competition.
Yes, I am.
What makes a winning cake?
Well, you know, there's so many things that go into the design of a winning cake, but we're going to start with the flavor.
The flavor, and that probably is the key ingredient, right?
That's why we have cake.
All right, we're going to talk about a little bit about the batter of the cake and the preparation of that.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're going to be making is we're going to be making a midnight chocolate cake, which is one of my favorite cakes. Show you what kind of separates that from your average chocolate cake.
Okay, a midnight chocolate cake, and don't worry, we're going to put these recipes on sonoranliving.com so you can make it at home.
All right, so we're going to start with the wet ingredients, which is 15 ounces of buttermilk.
Okay. And what is it? Why do we have to separate? Because that's important, right? To separate your wet from your dry ingredients?
It's just all about incorporation so you don't get any lumps in it.
Okay.
We're going to go into 10 ounces of oil.
Okay.
And 3 eggs.
3 eggs.
And which are all pretty much standard cake ingredients. And what we're going to do, we're going to get this mixing. What really separates the midnight chocolate cake is how you're going to incorporate your cocoa powder. You're actually going to heat the cocoa powder on the stove.
We're going to let that blend for a little bit. Okay.
I've got 10 ounces of water here, which I'm going to blend with a natural cocoa powder.
Natural. Why is it important to do natural cocoa powder?
Natural cocoa powder is always going to be more chocolatey.
Okay.
The Dutch cocoa powder it's very much it's very easy to use and it's very balanced. You don't have to do things like balance the base and the acid like with things like the buttermilk.
Okay.
But if you can use the natural cocoa powder, it will always give you a more chocolatey
So you
flavor.
used water. I'm surprised you didn't use like a cream or a milk.
Yeah, we've got the buttermilk over here.
Okay,
but really what's happening on a science level is that the water is activating the acidity in it, and it's going to make the cake much darker and much richer.
Okay.
So we are going to go ahead and we're going to add
Can I turn this one off?
Yeah, turn that off.
Okay, we're good here.
And we're going to add that.
Make sure we can hear you. So you're going to put the chocolate right in your wet batter that was mixing.
Straight in there.
Why do you like this cake so much?
Oh, it's so moist. It is so moist. It makes everyone happy. Everybody likes.
I intentionally skipped breakfast because I knew you were coming. And I said, you know what? Forget the cereal. I'm going for the cake today.
Fantastic. For our dry ingredients, we're going to use a ½ ounce of salt to go into 1 pound of flour. Okay. We've got three quarters of baking soda.
Okay.
And then we've got sugar we're going to add, just so that you can see how liquidy this is and how dry this is. We're going to add half of the sugar here and half of the sugar here.
Now, why do you do that?
And it's all about just trying to get the smoothest cake possible.
Okay, so
when you have something that's this liquidy and something that's this dry, it's very important to kind of blend in. Okay. A lot of people sift. I found that the faster way to sift is to just use a fine tine whisk, and you can really just knock out all the lumps in your dry ingredients, and it's much faster.
So my method of dumping it all in at once, bad idea, bad idea.
Bad idea, Susan.
And it's probably even worse that I open a box, right? Yeah, that's probably even the worst.
A lot of people do, and there's a lot of things you can do with those box mixes to add spices and vanillas and things. They don't have to be just as is.
So we're about a minute away.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and mix this together.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, okay, so now once you put all these ingredients together, obviously I see you have a lot of different sizes of pans that you're using.
Right.
And that, of course, gives you the different dimensions of your cake.
Yes, yes. So it'll do 2 8-inch cakes, but I'm going to do a 6 and a 9 just so that we can do a tiered cake.
Love it.
And we're going to skip over it so we can see some of the other things over on this side.
Okay. What can I do for you? Because I feel like I'm in
your
way.
So what we're going to do, the best way to unmold a cake is just to simply, as long as it's sprayed really well, to run a knife along the outside.
Should you do that when the cake is cooled?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I think one of the biggest things that people do that's a mistake is they try to unmold it while it's warm, and they also try to frost it while it's warm. So if it
That
goes out
looks
of the
great.
refrigerator, it's going to be perfect every time.
Okay, and we have more segments with you. So you're going to start frosting this.
Right, I'll frost it, and then we'll come back and we'll show you how to do some fondant.
Fondant, if you're wondering what that is, he's going to explain all of that. We're having a good time in the kitchen today with our cake master here, Terry. We have these recipes on SonoraLiving.com, so we're going to start decorating. Pastry Chef Lance Whipple, he is talking about the Take the Cake competition next month in Scottsdale. We are giving you also a chance to give us some tips on decorating these amazing cakes. And you have an Easter cake there, and we use fondant for that. What is fondant for those of us who don't know?
You know, simply put, it's an elastic sugar paste.
Okay, so I've eaten a lot of it. You probably have eaten a lot of fondant, but it's just a sugar.
Yeah, it's just sugar. It's very pliable, so you can kind of do what you need to with it.
Okay.
And you're going to be able to cover things and make a nice, smooth, clean finish.
All right,
on
so
a
how
cake.
do you prep the fondant for the cake?
Well, for us out here in Arizona, the number one thing is we have humid season and we have dry season. So you can use a sugar and cornstarch mix if it's a humid season. Right now it's very dry, so I'm going to use just a touch of shortening. And if you add that to it, it's going to become much more pliable. And by kneading it, it's going to become a lot softer and it's going to do what you want it to do.
Who knew that our fondant had attitude and seasonal? It was seasonal, right?
It totally does.
Oh my goodness, that's so it's like a living thing that we're working with, and we have to treat it accordingly. Okay, so how do you get this over the cakes?
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it in two different colors, and you're gonna help me roll out the second colors. We're gonna put a little bit of the cornstarch mix down. Okay. We're going to try to get it as flat and round as we can before we get to the rolling pin, so it's less work we have to do there. Okay. If you want a big round, you have to start with a large round. If you start with the shape of Ohio, it will turn into a bigger shape of Ohio.
And this is icing, you know, this is taking the place of icing or, you know, some of the other things.
Yeah, and what we've done with our cake so far is we've taken it and we've done an undercoat of icing on it, which is chocolate. Okay. So it's very flavorful, and it helps us get a nice smooth. Helps us get a nice smooth thing for our fondant to go over. Would you like to give it a try with our colors here?
Okay, and just go straight. Do I need to put powder on the rolling pin?
Yeah, let's do a little bit here.
Okay, so just straight out.
Yep.
Okay. Oops, see, I'm already messing things up.
Yeah, at the culinary festival, we're doing the Take the Cake competition. You're going to see most of the contestants are going to be using fondant.
And what are these contestants? I know some of them are going to be coming with some very extravagant cakes. And you are a judge in that competition. And can a cake go too far?
You know, as long as the theme matches and the colors can match. Is
that good?
Sometimes things can clash. And as long as they're using a good color scheme and good techniques that merge together, what we're going to do for this Easter cake is we're going to make our fondant two different colors here. I'll show you exactly how to do this.
Look how fast you are. Those are eggs, obviously. It's absolutely cute and adorable.
So what we can do with a little bit of water here, we're just going to touch all these, and then this is how versatile fondant can be for us. We're just going to combine them in. You want to add another one in there?
An egg here, an egg there.
Yeah, and then with it on top, we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue the rolling, and we're going to make those three different colors now into one.
Oh, wow. I am in awe of this process.
And if we go a little farther in one direction, we have eggs.
Look at that. So it just all blends in perfectly.
It all blends in perfectly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drape it over this cake very simply, and it's very pliable. We're going to roll it just a little bit thicker because I've got a dark cake and we don't want to see through it. So usually you would roll it just a little bit thinner.
So thinner if you have a lighter cake,
yes,
and thicker fondant if you have a dark cake that you want to cover.
Exactly.
Good advice. Good advice.
So we're going to go ahead and take our cake over here, right at that point, and then the idea is that you're just going to stretch and pull at the same time. Don't pull without stretching, don't stretch without pulling. Okay. And it should go over it just
like a
perfectly.
Little hat. It's absolutely like a glove. It fits perfectly. And then you have your great chocolate cake underneath that we made in the first segment. It looks amazing. And can the public come to the festival?
Yes, they can. We're actually doing the cake competition at the Wine Country Brunch.
Okay.
And it's one of the, it's on April 14th. It's one of the last days of the festival.
Okay.
Something very great to be a part of.
All right, well, this is wonderful. We've put all the information, not only about the Scottsdale Culinary Festival on our website, but we've also put this recipe on there as well. I just want to take you home and let you do all of our cakes, because clearly I am not doing it right. This is absolutely beautiful. And Terry, I can't believe how amazing this is and how quickly he
I was just listening. He's like the Bob Ross of Fondant.
He's like, I love it.
A little bit here.
Yes, it looks great. It looks absolutely beautiful.
Nice job.
Great job.
Nice
Great
job. Well, you know, all right, we're back with Four Seasons Executive Pastry Chef Lance Whipple, who's been burning it up here in the kitchen this morning.
Thank you.
I know, he's awesome. You're not part of the cake competition, but you are going to be one of the judges.
One of the judges, yes.
If you're watching and you're one of the competitors, watch out. The guy knows his stuff. Okay, so you've already rolled out the fondant. Now we get to do the fun stuff because you've baked the cake. You've done a little bit of decorating.
Yes.
Now we're going to do some of the details, which I love.
So this is the fun part. This is where you really have a blank slate. And what I've done is you've got the color wheel there.
Yes.
And so I've kind of started with a nice Easter grass color here. Okay. So we've got ourselves a yellow-green color over here. And to really find out the best complementary color, we're going to go straight across the color wheel, find its complement, and what we end up with is a red-violet. So,
I love this idea. Okay, wait. Don't do anything yet. Let's just talk about this now. You rolled out the fondant again, and now you're going to do this. You're going to make some ribbons. But tell me about this tool.
So this is just a bolt that I got from the Home Depot. I find craft stores everywhere I go.
Me too.
Exactly.
We're going to run into each other at Home Depot, and you're decorating cakes, and I'm decorating shoes.
And one of the fun things about cakes right now is not only it's important what color it is what texture it is. You know, cakes even 5 years ago were very flat colored, and you can find that you can really find textures in anywhere that you go. And so I've found this one works quite well.
How cool is that?
On it. Oops. But that's why it's nice for just fondant.
Little cutter. I like all your little tools.
So
and you don't really have to have all sophisticated tools.
No, you
really
don't. To make these bows, in fact, what we're going to do is just a simple ruler, and what we've got is a paper towel, an old paper towel roll that we're going to use. And if we go about 7 inches, what you'll find is that's just perfect, and you can just flip them upside down, put them around, put it right there, and then just a simple pinch.
So not make them too tight, because you got to slide that off, right?
Yeah, don't make it too tight. And then I've got some here that I've made a few days ago, and it just dries right out.
Oh, you want it to dry out.
Yes,
I got it.
You do want it to dry out or it'll collapse on it.
All right.
So we're going to put these right on top of our cake.
Okay.
You want to give me a hand with this?
Yeah, I don't want to run out of time because I want it to look real pretty. So, whoa. Ooh. So this is the glue to hold the bow.
So we've just got a little bit of icing here.
Okay.
We're going to make
I gotta move this tool that's in your pocket because it's right at my eye level and it's scaring me. It's got tools sticking out everywhere.
Well, you never know when you could have to frost a cake. So we're going to go ahead, take some nice runners down.
Oh, the ribbon.
Nice ribbon here. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to set those on. I want you to show the grass real quick.
All right, so if we want to make a little bit of additional Easter grass with some of the leftover green that we've had.
Wait, what goes in the center?
Got one more.
Another bow? Oh, like this? Like that?
Yeah.
Oh!
Nice 3-dimensional bow. Gives it a little bit of height.
Oh my gosh.
So to make a little additional Easter grass, I've had that leftover green from the bottom. And if you can just take that and you can push that through a strainer, you're going to find...
Isn't that clever?
This is inspired by my kids. So, and then if you just take that, you could take it right off. And you can put it anywhere around there. And what we've also done here, just to give some additional color, and it's Easter time, we're going to go ahead and have some of these nice cast sugar eggs, which is just like making a nice sugar cube. And what you're doing is you're making sugar cubes out of basically what is just water, a little bit of lemon juice, and some pressed sugar to wet sand. And you can really add a lot of color pop.
All right.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much, Chef. We have all of the information to the event on our website, sonoranliving.com. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Let's eat.